think it recognizes we are live. It seems like it does. There we go, that's looking good. I'm just gonna make sure I have my nice little security stuff set up on the YouTube stream. And that gives us a minute for people to arrive, doesn't it? Minimum subscribe time. You know what? Let's test leaving it on anyone for today, and we can change it. We can turn on minimum subscriber length if we need to. Hey Jesse, how are you doing? Just giving people a minute to arrive and getting everything set up on my end. I've got to do the blue sky post. I've not told people I'm live yet, but we'll be playing anyway. I'm definitely prepared for streaming today. Hey, Saint Nobody. I'm surviving. I'm not having it as bad as some today. Yeah, Jesse in the YouTube chat says as well as we can be. Yeah, that's the thing. I am here in the UK, obviously, so I am somewhat insulated-ish from what's going on. But also I work with a lot of Americans, so a lot of my day-to-day has been, hey, person in America I'm doing work with, how are you holding up? Would you like to vent to someone who is far enough away that you don't feel bad venting? Hey. That's how my day's been going. Hey, Gumba Master. Hey, Luna. Dissociated into an emotional void, which is better than terrible depression. As someone who's been through my fair share of pretty rough elections, whatever gets you through this first day or two, no shame in having a day or two of I gotta feel my feelings on this one. I think nobody says you have a different bunch of pricks in your government on that side of the pond though. Yeah, we do, but I was talking to one of my American colleagues and like, look, I'm not going to chat about this a lot today. I'm going to try and make this a stream people can hang out in and be a bit distracted from it all. I was chatting to someone about how similar the UK and US situations are, and it's like, oh yeah, we both had, like, in 2016, a promising, like, actually left-wing candidate the establishment just didn't want to put as their candidate forward, and ever since then the left has been scooching further and further to the right in a move that is really not helping them actually get elected. It's just weakening their position and throwing minorities under the bus. It's similar problems. Yeah, it's, you know, similar things, but I'm not gonna pretend that what's going on like the scale of it is anywhere similar between the two places. Like I can appreciate how much the trajectory sucks, but I recognize that it is scary as fuck right now for folks on the other side of the pond. But anyway, let's do some Veilguard. Let's get lost in Thedas. A place where we can throw magical lightning bolts around and hopefully overthrow evil, corrupt rulers that way. We are going to... What were we doing? We're going to do Harding's companion quest. I think that's what we were doing. Yeah, we were gonna help Harding practice our new magic, which is somewhere around here. This way. Show me the way, Dot. This way. Oh, I know where we are. Hey, Game Over Cholo. But a trans son with disabilities, certain these years are going to be trying, but hey, at least you got a new birth certificate already. Hope they don't do the Italy thing to revert it. I think that's the thing, is right now, being prepared as best you can paperwork-wise, and hoping that's enough, I think, is the best you can be prepared right now. It sounds like you've at least got that under control. Yeah, Luna, I'm not opposed to chatting about the election stuff if that's where the vibe of chat is and people in chat want a place to talk about it. I asked around earlier trying to get a sense of, like, what people wanted out of the stream today, and the vibe I got was somewhere to just not engage with it all. But if that changes and that's not where the vibe is, like, I'm open to whatever people need today's stream to be. Oh, War Manny, no need to apologize. I get it. I get it. It's a lot today. What faction is my character in this playthrough we're doing on stream? The Antivan Crows.
This should
in my personal playthrough, I'm playing as a Shadow Dragon.
Perfect. It's wide open.
Being an Antivan Crow gets me this cool outfit.
I don't want to try anything where I could hit someone.
Oh, this sounds exciting.
I know. Come on.
Harding's encouraged that you think of her new magics a gift. Of course I do.
Really useful for a scout.
Getting up high for good vantage.
Let's try it out for practice.
All right. See this rock? I'm gonna move it. Oh, awkward.
Use your words. Tell the rock to move.
Maybe if you used words?
What? Tell the rock what to do?
Sort of.
It's not a dog.
Yeah, but just try it.
Fly!
War Manny, I currently don't have a single man.
You are the worst.
On my team. The Veilguard is entirely comprised of women right now.
So, a mental cue.
So it's not gone bloke yet.
Some kind of emotional trigger.
Use it like you're trying to protect people with it.
Maybe you could think about how your abilities protect us.
Instinct. Protection.
Yeah.
Myself.
I've not played as a dwarf yet, but I have seen some
Shield
clips
others.
of nice dwarf.
If I had this magic before, I could have.
Yeah, Harding is basically an earthbender from Avatar, and that's
could have
fucking
protected
cool.
The people who matter.
Yeah, do you wanna talk about your feelings, Harding?
I'm here for you if you want to vent.
And make us both miserable? Let's not. I just want to enjoy the moment. Being around you makes me feel lighter somehow.
I like the "your hair is so pretty" as a compliment from a very tall person to a short person. Like, I spend a lot of time looking at you from the bit where I can see your hair. Your hair's very good.
Your hair is so bright in the sunlight. Sorry, it's just really pretty.
Oh, thanks.
Are you blushing?
No. I mean, yeah. You try moving rocks with your mind. I mean, I should go practice more. Shouldn't I? I should.
Harding's so fun to flirt at. I do really want to see what Harding's romance path is like.
I wonder what's up there. Think you could find us a route?
Maybe. I'll take a look.
I bet you could move this to give us something to climb on.
Did you get to, Say Nobody says, did you get to specifically select a tall lady, or is that race generally tall? The Canary are generally pretty tall. I did get to choose what degree of tall, and I went the tallest possible, please. So I've gone as tall as the game will allow the tallest species in the game to be.
You got it.
Well done. Let's find another rock for you.
The multitudes called out, finding solace in each other.
What?
Finding solace in each other, not soulless.
I was just saying something, wasn't I? Huh. Just came to me.
Also, cool little fact about today's stream. I'm gonna find a link quickly before we properly dig into this. This is there we go. Let me find the link. There's a cool thing you should know about that this is my first stream as part of. I'm part of a new Twitch thing called the Limitless Talent Collective, which I'm going to share a link to in the chats. Let me throw it there. Which is a thing that Twitch is doing to highlight disabled creators and give more spotlight to disabled creators on the platform. There is a page I have posted where you can just go to URL and find a bunch of cool disabled creators on Twitch that are currently live and streaming, who are part of the collective. And also it means sometimes I might just show up on the Twitch front page as a cool disabled creator. So I think that's pretty neat, and I want to make sure to share that. Hey, I recommend, if you want looking for new people to follow on Twitch, go click that link and like start looking for new streamers on there, because that is a collective of just fun, cool, disabled streamers. You know what's funny about that? Literally 6 hours before I got that email telling me that I'd been selected for that, I was quoted in an article on gamesindustry.biz talking about how YouTube and Twitch don't do a very good job of helping disabled creators get visibility. I don't know how coincidental or not the timing was, but it did make me laugh.
Think you could clear a path for us?
Got it.
Look at that. You're getting good.
Saint Nobody, my understanding is it is people who people who are already streaming using the disability, like, tag on their channel as something that they self-identify, who talk about being disabled, or, like, who have talked visibly on streams about disability, that are also people that Twitch are like, yeah, this is a nice streamer we would recommend to people. I don't know much more of the specifics at the second. This is literally the first stream I've done since I found out that I was a part of the thing. I don't know the exact criteria behind the scenes,
There you go.
but
Practice is really helping, huh?
it's nice that Twitch included me in something.
Now. So many rocks, and they feel different. That one's granite. That one's slate. I think that one might be quartz. I wonder if the rock's composition affects my magic. Sorry, just thinking out loud.
We might get some rock
Let's get back to it.
Just a few.
Practicing, I mean.
Come on. I can make that jump.
Of course.
Elevator for me!
Good work. You got the hang of this stone thing.
I'm definitely getting there.
It is some form of stone magic, Saint Nobody. At this moment, Harding does not know the nature of it, other than
Someone's in trouble.
the dwarves worship the stone, and now magic based on stone. Yummy Rice Pudding says, we have magic dwarves now. Can they be mages? We have one magic dwarf. We have Harding. I think they're setting this up so that in future games you could play a dwarven mage. This is the game where they're like, okay, let's get the dwarves using magic, I think is where they're going with Harding. But right now, Harding is a dwarf with magic. We'll see where they take that.
Someone's in trouble. We need to go.
Hey, Thimba. Where are you, injured fellow?
I can't move.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, you're up there somewhere.
Up over there. I bet that's where he is.
Okay, Harding, get us there. Stone
How
powers.
about if you move this rock?
Tara says, Laura, prepare for essays on this stream when we get to the parts that explain what's going on with dwarven magic. I have thoughts. I've seen some of that stuff. Don't worry. When we get there, I'm sure we will get to that bit and pause the game and talk at length about the nature of dwarven magic. Also, Darkeen, I hope we get... Here's the thing. This is reviewed well, and if it sells well, I don't doubt we'll get a Dragon Age 5.
Easy.
Maker. I thought I was dead for sure.
I want to believe this is a revitalization that will keep it going. Oh, yeah, of course you weren't gone. Harding's here. Harding's here to save you.
Wouldn't let that happen.
The rocks. How did you do that?
Wielding a staff twice the size of your dwarf would be fucking cool. How's the anti-woke DEI guard
Harding?
going?
Do you hear that?
It's pretty woke.
What?
We are, I'm gonna say we're like 8 hours into, 8 hours into the game. We don't have a single man on our team yet.
Find me. Look to those closest to the stone and find me.
Harding? What's wrong? What are you hearing?
I'm sorry. Let's just get our friend to safety, and then we'll talk.
Gunma Master said, I felt like aging 100 years when I got reminded that Inquisition released in 2014. Podquisition also started in November of 2014. Podquisition started, I believe, the same week as Dragon Age Inquisition came out. A decade, almost a decade ago now. Just how I like my video games menless. The BT's mystery tattoo prediction, just a long stiff drink because we all need one. Yeah. I mean, that's not what the tattoo is, but, like... It's emotionally that. Kinda. Okay. Oh, no, sorry, we do have a man. We have Lucanis. I forgot we had Lucanis now. I thought we just had Nev, Balara, Harding, and Rook. I forgot we have picked up a man. But he's precious, though. Look at him. He barely comes up to my shoulder. He's precious. He's okay. We have a token man. It's fine. Who's our next party member? Is it another woman? Who are we getting next? Oh, it's another man next, I think. I think we have one more man we're due to pick up on the way. Also, my mum continues to be really into Dragon Age. I've been sending her videos as I've been playing through, and she's been following the plot. So, my mum is developing, like, a tier list of favourite Dragon Age characters, and she's been asking me for more plot about them. She's really into Emmerich, the necromancer that we'll meet at some point. My mum really likes Emmerich, and I'm like, hell yeah, Emmerich's great. Emmerich is, in my personal playthrough, top 2. I think he's, like, my second favourite character. He's in my top 2. Right, what do? We got any side quests right now that we should be doing? Spirits of the Dalish. I'm not that worried about Spirits of the Dalish. We can come back and do that later. Meet the Shadow Dragons. What we're going to do is we're going to head back to the lighthouse and see if there's any more personal interactions to have. And if not, we'll go progress the plot. We'll go do some plot for a minute. Let's have a look around. Does anyone have lights above their doors? Nope. What about outside? Okay, Harding's got stuff to say. There's someone in the library, and Balara is there. So I'm guessing it's Nev in the library? Oh no, Lucanis. Lucanis lives in the library now. I'm already forgetting we have I'm already forgetting that we have Lucanis again. Let's go see what Lucanis is up to. Our boy with a ghost living in him.
Rook, do you have a minute?
Of course. Something wrong?
Thea wants to meet.
Any day you spend with the 7th Talon is a good day.
She wants to plan Katerina's funeral.
Ah.
Oh. Right.
If you don't mind, I could use some backup. In case Spike gets out of hand.
Let's not keep Taya waiting.
Yeah, let's go do that side quest. Yeah, so this is my... I should remember that we have Lucanis. He's my buddy. We're the Antivan Crows. This is the playthrough where we're besties. But yes, he got locked in a weird underwater prison. Some double crossing seemingly happened. He gets out of the underwater prison only to find out Grandmama assassin, his mum's been killed. He got a spooky ghost living in him. We gotta go sort out the funeral. Also, he was very chill when flirting over coffee. I brought up being trans. He was real chill about it. So, he's from fantasy Spain, Italian Spain, Spanish Italy is where he's from. Let's see what else everyone has going on before I run off, but we're definitely gonna do Lucanis' quest. This is the problem with jumping between timelines, going from my personal playthrough to this one, is I'm having to remember who's doing what and what's up.
A sharp eye, a quick mind, and luck. That's most of the job.
So, do you think I could become one? An investigator?
I forgot about Balara being
It
a
takes
fangirl.
a certain amount of focus, too.
Oh, okay, well, maybe not then. I still can't believe it. I'm talking to the Nev Gallus.
And that's sweet, but I don't need the flattery.
Right, just a person I'll try to remember.
Rook!
I'll try not
Here
to
to
treat
join
you
us.
like a celebrity. Look at this little excited autistic nerd info dumping and being like, "Ah, shit, you are that thing. You're that person that I hyperfixate on learning about." Also, again, good opportunity to look at the cool cobra leg. Nev's prosthetic leg that looks like a metal coiled up cobra. It's so cool.
I'm glad to see you're making friends, Balara.
Oh, definitely. Nev's, well, Nev, she's been just so kind.
It turns out Balara knows my work. Or, at least the parts that make the papers.
It all sounds so exciting. The things you've done, the people you've helped.
Those are the ones that go well. You don't hear about
He
the
knows
rest.
this volume. of
Everyone
the
wants a
tab.
scandal. Or a happy ending.
Or both, like the time you told the Marquis to...
Hold on. I don't think Rook's interested in that story.
Dark Steel, no worries at all about streaming. I'll be honest. I was a bit tired today. There was a part of me that thought about not streaming. I've been working on a work project that was pretty mentally draining. I thought about not streaming. I was like, nah, I gotta make sure I'm around, because I know what the day after a bad election can be like, and I want to make sure people have a place to chill and hang out. So I'm here, and I will be here for at least the next 2.5 to 3 hours, probably. Woo. Right. I love Scandal. Tell me the story. I want to hear your goss.
Rook's a little interested.
Look, I'd love to, honest, but that story needs the right atmosphere. After dark over bad coffee, or expensive wine. Take your pick.
Bad coffee
Speaking
or
of,
expensive wine
what's
is
the
a great
situation with cooking
vibe
exactly? Are
dichotomy.
we on a rotation or what? I can help out. I'm a pretty good cook, with some things at least. Well, most of the time. Sometimes I get distracted and things burn.
This is where I decided that Balara is ADHD. Not just autistic, but specifically that autism ADHD combo, because it's the I love cooking, I just forget to take stuff off the stove. I'm like, oh baby. I have to I don't know why this conversation option exists. You get offered it like 4 times in this conversation, is the option to go, nah, this is boring, I don't want to know about my characters. I know that feeling. My character is also autistic, Balara, also ADHD, Balara, don't worry about it. Sympathy.
Oh, good. It's not just me.
Do you mostly cook Dalish foods? I haven't had a chance to try many.
Sometimes. Not a lot of options when you're out in the forest. But I've learned a lot of different cooking styles. Antivan, Ravani...
Oh,
I even
Balara
learned how to
would
make
be
Tavincha
very into
Khachapuri.
Homestuck.
Wait,
Yeah,
real Khachapuri?
you're right.
The hollowed out bread? 3 kinds of cheese? I love Khachapuri.
Is that a bread bowl but just
What about
melted
you, Brooke?
cheese in it?
What are you
It
craving?
sounds like they're describing what if you made a bread bowl but instead of soup or whatever, or stew in there. It was just 3 different kinds of melted cheese. Yeah, another option just to be like, nah, fuck it, I'm bored. I don't want to tell you my favorite food.
Cheese and bread were the only words I needed to hear.
You have
I'm not
no
playing
idea.
as me in this regard.
It's good with the right cheese, which can be hard to find out in the forest.
Well, we'll have to see what we can find you. You should have an assistant. Someone to make sure it doesn't burn. See if it tastes right. That sort of thing.
Nev Gallus, helping me cook?
Again, the flattery...
Right, just a person. Got it.
Great. Now, let's see what we can scrounge up.
Also, of maybe interesting note, turns out I've got a PS5 Pro showing up soon for work purposes, which I did not expect was going to be a thing. It had gotten close enough to launch. I did not expect that to be a thing, but that's happening. So, will there be any detectable, perceptible difference over a Twitch stream? No idea, but we'll find out on Friday whether Veilguard noticeably looks any different when played on a Pro, but then streamed over Twitch compression. Oh, Thim, but that would have been a real opportunity to say, let them cook. I can finally play Final Fantasy VII the way it was meant to. Look, you know what the thing I'm excited about, it's such a stupid thing, is getting to play Veilguard without being distracted by the FSR2 upscaled teeth. I want to see what the teeth in this look like when not struggling with FSR2 artifacting. Yeah, if there's a frame rate difference, you should be able to see that. I don't know that there is going to be. Look at the teeth during cutscenes when you get a chance. Sometimes the teeth don't resolve right. They're fuzzy, or there's like a third bit of teeth in the middle briefly. The teeth are weird. FSR2 as an upscaler doesn't like teeth. Teeth are really hard, because they're not a mouth opens and suddenly there's a new thing to be upscaling and it doesn't have context. I want to see the teeth not do the weird fuzzy thing. That's the main a 700 pound console. That's the big difference I'm hoping to show off on Friday's stream.
You've been quiet.
I know. Just thinking. But I said we'd talk, didn't I? I heard a voice after we saved that man.
I wouldn't have
It
got a
told
Pro
me I
if
was
it was
touched
my own
by the ancients and that I should seek it out. Seek her out.
Okay, you're hearing voices when you use your stone magic. You want to go seek out where the voices are coming from. That makes sense. Now you know how it feels. I have a voice living in my head too, Harding. It's weird.
Aha! Now you know what it's like to have a voice in your head.
You know, I don't care for it. What if she's like me?
I love the stitch
Maybe that's why
detail on
only I
Harding's
heard
forehead.
her. She said to look to those closest to the stone to locate her.
Meaning...
The children of the stone. Dwarves. Not surfacers like me, but the ones from the deep roads. Almost 10 years ago, a shaper from Orzammar bonded with a titan.
Titans, ancients...
This was the Deep Roads DLC from Inquisition.
It would make sense, wouldn't it? Volta. That was the shaper's name. Maybe there are more like her down there.
So this was the DLC just before Trespasser. This was the one where we went all the way down into the depths. We had a really infuriating boss fight. A dwarf who was with us. The ground kept shaking because the Titan was waking up. A dwarf bonded with the Titan in some way and was like, She seemed to, for like a second or so, use a second or two, use some magic, and was like, I'm not leaving the Deep Roads, I'm living down here, learning about the magic shit now. And I like that they said nearly 10 years ago, because that's how long Trespasser came out at this point, or the Deep Roads DLC came out at this point. So yeah, we're gonna go meet that character who got bonded with a Titan of Stone down in the depths, and be like, hey, you seemingly had stone magic. What's happening to me? Oh, Harding is so cute in this.
You going to drag me down to
And
the
she's
deep
canonically
roads?
into Canary,
I will
so...
absolutely drag you with me wherever I look for answers. I'll check with my contacts in Orzammar. The minute they give me a lead, we'll go.
It's a date.
A date?
I mean, a prearranged time and place for a specific activity. Unless you wanted it to be a date.
I, shouldn't get ahead of myself. Who knows if my contacts will have anything to say.
Right.
Okay, I found a better
Right.
way to describe the teeth
Let me know.
thing that FSR does, particularly when playing on a base PS5 in frame rate mode. The teeth when FSR upscaled look like the character almost has a mouth that is too full of saliva, so it's occasionally webbing saliva in front of the teeth. That's almost what it looks like. Yeah, no, Harding is canonically into Canary, we know this much. One of the few things they talked about before this game released about companion romances is if you don't romance companions, they might romance each other. And the example they gave was Harding and the Canary companion Tash. Harding is into tall with horns, apparently, is a thing. Okay, so we've got at least one side quest to do. Thimba, yes, you are correct. There was one bit of positive news yesterday. Sarah McBridges is the first trans person in Congress now. Fuck yeah. Congrats to her. Good luck. Right. I mean, yeah, there's more. There are more than one. That was a good bit that came out of yesterday. Let's go do Lucanis's companion quest. Yeah, I'm sure there are other bits. I'll be honest, I have not looked at the minutiae of everything that happened last night. Outside of the big headline, I had big work deadlines today. I had a few bits of work that were due in on the same day. Okay, we're taking Lucanis everywhere on this playthrough because he's our bro, at least for a while. New York passed an amendment to protect abortion rights and trans people. Yes, that is pretty fucking cool. Missouri did its thing and legalized abortion and raised minimum wage to $15 and enshrined sick pay. Nice, nice. Do Canary get cooler gear in this game? I remember in Inquisition all the armor looked the same. Oh yeah, there's way better like variety of armor. You still don't get helmets. You get face paint instead of helmets. But let me show you some... We're very early game here, so I don't have a lot of options. But let me show you a couple of Canary armor options, because there is definitely... Like, as default, I'm wearing like a leather catsuit here. But we got some options. This is where I'm going. Go to the aesthetics wardrobe. So right now I've got like this sort of cloaked outfit. We got sort of like a leather armor look. We have some like more heavy metal plated looks. Something a bit more like this that is fabric plus the big metal bit. We've got stuff with lots of trailing bits of fabric. Yeah, I'm keeping the leather catsuit for the time being as the default look. But yeah. Yeah, there's some really good variation later on. I am early enough in the game, I don't have a lot of it right now, but as I get further in, there is some really cool Canary outfits. Yes, I like that no matter what you're wearing stats-wise, you can, I believe the term is transmog, you can pick the appearance you like separate from the stats you like. Right, let's go meet our Antivan Crow buddies.
As always.
Thank you for
Transmogrification, I believe it's long for. Yeah, let's jump in.
Good, you're here.
Thank you for making the arrangements, Dea.
For Katerina? How could I do otherwise? I'm so sorry, Lucanis. This must be such a blow. Rook, thank you for coming with him. I need Juan de la Muerte to plan this. His cousin has been no help at all.
I'm sorry, Dea. This is just too much right now.
If there's anything I can do, just say the word.
You're always such a dear. You certainly didn't learn that from Viago.
Dea, don't flirt with my colleague.
Jealous. Fine.
She's
To
here for
business,
me to
then.
flirt with, not
There's
you.
a lot to plan. But first, I need the ashes.
Ashes?
Make it help us. Yes, the ashes. Katerina's ashes. From the cremation?
Oh, yes, of course. I'll get them to you right away.
Ilario, what happened?
What do you mean?
Katerina, how? How did the Venatori get to her? When? Where? In the estate?
I love
in
when
the city?
mobs come out as dragons.
How did they get past our people? What did they use? Poison? Blades? I need to know.
Cousin, stop. You can't dwell on this. It'll drive you mad.
I'm not dwelling. Zara killed the first Talon.
You can't dwell on this, it'll drive you mad. Really? Look, last stream we did of this, people were suspicious of Antonio here. Don't worry about it, it'll drive you mad. Really sounds like the kind of thing a suspicious person who doesn't want you to look into it would say. I'm not gonna lie. It's not sounding great for him, is it?
I have to know how if I'm going to stop her.
I told you, I'm handling it.
Boys, enough of this. We have other things to discuss.
My apologies, Andrea. Continue without me. I'll get you the ashes.
Something's going on with him. I don't know what.
When he's not on the job, my cousin
Ilario, not
always has his head
Antonio.
in the clouds.
Hilario can be a handful. But this? The only time I've seen him like this was when Lucanis died. You're worrying, aren't you? What will people say if they hear the demon of Virantium has a big, soft heart?
The only time he acted like this was when Lucanis, our man who is very alive, but was thrown in prison and pretended to be dead because someone was a traitor. When that happened, when someone was a traitor and threw Lucanis in prison and pretended he was dead, that's the last time Ilario acted like this.
He's been careless at times, but never when his own life was on the line. Zara took down the first Talon. Anyone could be next. And my cousin doesn't want to think about it?
You have a point. It's not like Hilario to ignore a knife coming at him.
What do you need from me for the funeral?
Come, I'll get us some drinks and we can make the arrangements.
Our house owes you for handling all of this.
Katerina was family. Can you imagine what she'd say if she saw us all like this?
She'd be furious,
Tia,
especially at Ilario. As usual.
Tia, you're the only level-headed person here. You're chill.
She was a smart lady.
She was the best. Of all the Talons, Katerina was the sharpest.
Which makes it even harder to believe this could happen. Nobody could catch her unaware. And now Ilario's got his head in the clouds.
I'll have my people keep an eye on him for you.
Thank you, Tia.
Go on. I'll let you know if something comes up.
Why does it suddenly sound like you're watching a Spanish novella? I mean, kind of are. Look, there was a murder in the family, and we've all got to talk it out and work out, like, oh, what went down in the mysterious schemings of the family. It's a little bit. Okay, right. We got no more major side quests right now. I'll run... Actually, yeah, let's... Yeah, it's a little bit mob drama. Do we have any exclamation marks just hanging out on the map right now? You know what? I think it's time to go progress the plot. I think we're gonna go do some plot. Okay, we've got to take Nev with us. Lucanis is coming too. Lucanis, you're my boy. I wanna buddy up with you this playthrough. I wanna really get you on friendship squad. Yes, this is Docktown.
The heart of Tevinter. Somehow the beat of it always pulls
If
me
I
back.
had gone with the Shadow
Steady
Dragons,
pulse
this
of
would have been
secrets,
my
corruption, you name
hometown.
it. Trust no one. Expect the worst. And you might just get by.
Yes, me and in my other
Do the Shadow
playthrough, me and
Dragons
Nev
know
are
we're here?
besties over here.
Nev Gallus! You only turn up when you want news. Or you've got some.
Tarquin. You look well.
Appearances can be deceiving.
Sounds like a story.
Just living ungifted in a world made for mages.
I see this man's face on the right. Not this man.
Rook,
I want it to
meet the
pause so I
Viper.
can. Okay, the other man who's with the beard. I look at him and I'm like, I would buy a dodgy knockoff DVD, like home-burned DVD off you at the car boot sale, and find that there was a little baggie of weed in the DVD box, and then get a text from you later going, sorry, I need my weed back. I was meant to sell that DVD to someone else. Like, that's his vibe.
The name, the entrance. I have so many questions.
Most people do.
So why the meeting? Is this about your work with Varric?
Something terrible got loose when we disrupted Solus's ritual. A pair of elven gods.
Gods?
They blighted a village in Arlathan. Demeter's Crossing.
There are Venatori whispers about that place. Now we know why.
What's been happening in the city?
Underground sacrifices, dangerous relics flooding the black market. The cults gathering power.
So are the gods. It can't be a coincidence.
The Venatori want one thing. If an ancient power promised them control of Tevinter,
They'd sign the deal in blood. We were tracking a set of red
Right,
lyrium
look at that
relics before you got here.
face.
Smuggled in recently.
They enhance blood magic and can summon demons far too easily.
Like, he would... That man would tell you that he could get you a, like, launch week when the PS5 had just come out, and they were really hard to get a hold of. He'd be like, nah, not only do I know someone who can get you a PS5, I can get it for you for, like, 20% off, despite the fact it's really in demand right now. And you'd get it, and it would be one of those, like, Wish consoles that plays, like, 30 retro games and has, like, a SCART lead out, but shaped to look like the PS5. Like, that's what he'd be trying to hawk you.
Destroyed one and tore another off a slaver.
We think the third's right here in Docktown.
Docktown's my home. If it's got problems and I'm here, I can track this faster than anyone in the city.
Hold on. I'm happy to help.
It's fine. I can catch up with you.
We don't know where the gods are or what they're doing. We're here for help. It's fair I give some in return.
The relics don't play nice with the Veil, and they resonate with each other. We destroyed the lyrium in the last one we found, but it should still track the third.
Give it to me. I'll get it done.
We'll keep eyes on the Venatori. If there's a tie to these elven gods, we'll find it.
Oh, if they're scheming, we'll find out, won't we? Won't we, boss? Won't we? Right, bruv.
Ready for a tour of Docktown? Stick with me.
The relic the Viper gave us responds to the missing one.
And it is. It should pick up places where the missing relic disrupted the Veil. Find a trail of those and we'll get somewhere.
So you live in Docktown?
My whole life. Unless I'm away on a case. Or crashing in the Fade.
Harding said the Archon's palace shot at you last time you were here. And now we're chasing a dangerous relic through the streets.
And people wonder why I never get sleep.
Yes, this is the area
The
we were
relic's
running through in the
pulling toward the
opening
Temple of
sequence of the
Andraste.
game at night when we were getting blasted by lasers and demons in the rain.
What happened? It's locked down, sir.
Mages and Grey Wardens and poverty everywhere.
Locked. We need another way in.
Right, on it.
Come on, let me blast my way in.
We broke into a prison. But no. The courtyard's public ground, and we can't lose the trail.
Is this what you do for the Shadow Dragons? When you aren't with us?
I look for things. People, objects, information. People have problems that Templars and Magisters can't help. Or won't. Word got out I might. It's enough to live on. If it doesn't get me killed.
Ooh, 10% weapon damage. Fuck yeah, I'll take that.
Bodies. In the courtyard.
Stay sharp. Killed. Based on the marks, I'd say demons.
Definitely.
Demons! Is this
Fight
the relic's
time.
work?
It's not a coincidence.
Fight our way in. Grab no relic. Here we go. I have enough of my late... The things... Honestly, a lot of the things I have right now are basically the ones that my late game toolset can be built off the basis of. I have enough stuff here that I can quite confidently... If for no other reason than I have my muscle memory from how I play in the late game now.
Moves.
Couldn't escape the demons. If there's family or a friend, I can track them down later. Make sure they know.
Relic. Courtyard. Back way.
What was that?
It's a remnant. An echo from the Fade drawn to magical disruptions. If the relic drew it here...
Terra says this is the area I think that has the copy of the speech Dorian gave to the Magisterium. Do you know roughly where it is around here?
Where there's a path to the market. Follow me.
I think it's in the garden area. What, that one we just came through? Have a look around out here. Plus I've already picked it up. I could check my pockets. Can I find out if it's in my pocket somewhere? I don't know. We'll keep an eye open for it. Worst case, I'll look it up online. I'll see if I can find it. Google and find a link. Graph in the YouTube chat says I just got to the point where my trans character, I won't say for spoilers, but helped Tarsh out with something. And the writing is incredible. This game is so important to my wife and I. I'm so glad. Again, who knows what I did on this game? Big mystery. But I'm really glad that that conversation has landed well with people. Steph talks about that conversation on Podquisition tomorrow, and yeah, I'm really glad people are really digging that conversation specifically with a trans rook, and I'm really happy that it's meaning stuff to people. That's really cool. I'm a new follower. I just discovered you and your work. Hi, lovely to meet you. I hope you're having a good time. Right, where was I going? Oh, it'd be in Shadow Dragon. Okay, let me see if I can find that note. Apparently, it might be in Shadow Dragon. Oh! Oh, okay, yeah, here it is. Like many of you, I defended slavery. It was just how things were and part of a natural order. Some, those with magic, those who ruled, would always be given care of others. To mistreat the enslaved was a mocking of the sacred duty, grounds for the harshest of punishments. Cruel slave owners were the problem, not the institution of slavery. I was quite simply wrong. There is no defending the practice of owning another person. I am ashamed I ever did, and I will eternally be grateful to those who helped me re-examine my beliefs. I hear you ask, when we tear down the structures that inform our culture, what is left? I challenge you, those of you who profess leadership, who would set yourselves above others, to see past what we have been taught and to forge a path of your own. If you need foundational principles, then I charge you to choose from these: respect, compassion, understanding, love. That's damn beautiful. Look, I love Dorian. Dorian is wonderful. His stance on slavery is my one sticking point of why I'm like, look, Dorian, you're great, but I've got to keep you at like a tiny little distance. It's this. If he had written this in Inquisition before the end of the game, I'd be tempted to go and play a male character purely to romance him in Inquisition. Oh, that's great. That's character development right there. That's beautiful.
Enchantment on the entrance. I can get it. All right. You know, I took this job. It's on me. And the Venatori cult's no joke. If anyone wants out...
You get this job on the house.
All right, mage killer.
You get all of them on the house. We're friends now.
The threads took care of it.
We'll help you out. You help us out with Crow's stuff. It's, you know, you pat our back, we assassinate your enemies.
The relic was close. Find another remnant and we might learn more.
Up there. Is that another remnant?
That should be no problem.
There's always a way to get places.
Let's get up there. We're gonna go the long way around it.
Nice target for thieves.
If a stand's not watched, there's a nasty spell on the most valuable item. And a random one, just for fun.
Ah, of course.
Almost there. Remnants ahead.
Definitely safe. Now see, I'd have sidled along, like, the stone path on the right here, rather than walking across the singular wooden beam. That would be my choice for safety. Hey, Michael Muto.
You got it.
Right, Nev, summons another investigation ghost.
Handoff. Third bell. Late.
Bells ring when ships go in and out. Could be using them for timing, near the docks. I think our smuggler's on a deadline. The relic's pull agrees. Let's visit the docks.
I do love that there's decently good draw distances in this. Being able to be in a big city and like have a proper look from above on stuff that's really far away makes a big space like this feel alive and tangible.
Elevator's locked.
A way that I appreciate.
Someone forgot to bribe the dockmaster. Still up for a walk? This isn't the only way to the docks.
Sure. Continue this quest that is purpose-designed to be like a little tour of Docktown.
Food later. Oh, yes, please.
Taking us on a little walking visit so we know our way around when we come back here to
through here.
Start doing side quests.
Here goes nothing.
I do appreciate that the introductory story missions for like your companion introducing you to the area they're from do serve this dual purpose pretty well of getting you warmed up ready for
all its secrets.
Ready for these to be open world hubs.
No. If someone thinks they know all Ducktown secrets, they're either kidding themselves or scamming you.
Ooh. Yeah, let's up our defense.
Come on. This path will swing back to the docks.
Come on, please tell me there's a zip line. I love the zip lines. Give me a zip line down to the docks.
More demons.
Now, thankfully,
that relic's in Docktown.
Thankfully, got some good evidence that things have calmed down a bit with regards to the people who were being shitty about the fact I'd worked on Veilguard. I didn't turn on any of my, like, usual suite of just-in-case protections on the YouTube chat, and YouTube chat has
These
been
are
chill.
my neighbors. That relic won't stay in my town.
I took some of the training wheels off, and YouTube has remained okay. It's a good sign
the city
of
hasn't changed.
yeah.
You spent time
They
there?
got
Before,
bored.
yes.
They got
For a
bored
while.
when I didn't
Though
respond
not in
to their
Dogtown.
tweets for like 4 days.
Oh. You got
Surprisingly,
fancy
did not take
targets.
that long.
I'm very expensive.
There we go. Michael Muto says this game looks so class. It really is. I know I'm biased. I don't deny my biases. But the first 4 days this was out, I played 32, 33 hours in 4 days. And I only stopped playing more of it because I had, like, work I had already signed paperwork to say I would do for money that I had to do for a couple of days instead. Otherwise, it would have been more 8 to 10 hours days of me playing this.
Venatori.
Home sweet home. Enjoying the tour?
Like, in a world where I had any choice in the matter, I would estimate to be about 50, 60 hours into this right now. Easily. Yes, if not for the fact that I had to put at least 40 hours this week into something that wasn't this, plus control alt access, pole position.
We're getting closer.
You know, the usual bits. Ooh, I have an electric wand. Okay, my damage will go down slightly, but fuck it, I don't care. I want my lightning star. Hey, Lisby, how you be? How Lisby? Okay, fine, I'll run where I'm supposed to go. We'll look at the thing. What boxes to break? I got distracted.
Soon, the buyer. Meeting.
Right, a meeting, but where? The trail's starting to spray.
Nice. Shouldn't it belong to the Venatori?
Not a chance.
Looks like we have company.
Is everyone all right? Nev, you're back in the city.
Templarana Savas. Don't say you missed me.
I wasn't going to.
Really? Because I heard there's a relic loose. With red lyrium?
How do you... Never mind. You can't say. You never can.
Rook, meet my friend Rana. At least I think we're friends.
Yes, and Rook, if you're with Nev, I take it I can trust you?
Ah, of course.
I'd like to think so.
All right. If you have anything on the relic...
I thought Templars worked against mages.
Oh, were you asking about
This
Nev's
isn't
hat?
the
The
South.
graduation
I work to
cap
stop
at a 45-degree
illegal magic,
angle.
that's all.
You're working the case
It's
alone?
nonsensical.
Not
and
if
I
you
love
help.
it.
There's a rumor the relic trades hands tonight, and Albin Bataris is the buyer.
Ooh, a Magister's son. Interesting.
Oh,
I should get moving.
the son of a essentially the son of a politician is doing a dodgy deal somewhere.
Don't worry, we won't stop
Where are
until
the other
this
chess
whole thing's
pieces in this
settled.
game?
That's,
Right? Right, we
Look,
should all
you're
have
busy.
code
We
names.
just got attacked, which means you won't leave until you're sure no one else is lurking around.
We should have the bishop,
And
the
you
pawn.
won't wait.
What can I say? Work to do.
Where are you going?
For a walk to the spillway,
I'll catch up when I'm done.
if you say so.
Right, politics in this unwoke video, never woke video game, they wouldn't dare. Politics is woke.
Our trail
Why would
is
they
frayed,
put
but
that
the
in
spillway's
here?
our best bet. Let's go.
I would be so shocked and horrified if there was a politics in this video game.
Rana's not a shadow dragon, so you work with Templars too?
Rana's clean and her information's good. The rest? Only when I have to.
And the spillway?
Rana mentioned Albin Bataris, and she doesn't share rumors unless they're likely. Albin's father oversaw some construction there. If he's visiting this part of town, that narrows the search.
Tara says, I love how often people say this isn't the South, to remind people that the cultures are different than what they are in previous games. Yeah, and also to be like, hey, we're not going to any of those places. There's not going to be a mission in the hinterlands. We're in the north. We went up a bit.
They don't want people getting near the deal. Find you.
That's one down.
Okay, let me shatter your weird crystals. Aha, I've got my cool purple lasers now, yes.
That's it. We can cut through the barrier now. We need to keep moving. Voices. There's someone up ahead.
Don't worry, Nev, I'm on this.
Albin
I'm
Bataris.
gonna kick their ass.
Your relic.
Gods rise and power with them. For the glory of Tevinter reborn.
Albin's our
Graf
buyer.
says, I made my
And the
wife in the game,
Venatori.
so my wife is
Sounds like
watching
the
me play
cult is
as
working for
her.
the
So I'm a
gods.
cis white man who is making in-game dialogue
You're
choices
supposed to wait.
for a trans
Just to
black
taste
woman
that
sitting
power.
beside me. I think she's testing me. How has that gone for you so far? How is the
He's using it
correctly
now?
picking
Move. We need to
the
get closer. We can't let him bolt.
the desirable dialogue choices going? I feel like this is a good gauge of how well do you know your partner's response to things. Echo, hey Echo. Echo says, no hinterlands, that was everyone's favourite place.
Need that relic.
It must have been everyone's favourite place. How else do you explain the fact that no one ever fucking left the hinterlands?
You're here to stop me. You can't stop this Venatori. This power.
Oh, politics boy, we're gonna kick your ass.
Got it covered. Take him down. We're on fire. Look out.
The Venatori's power is on the rise.
Oh, Albin, come stand in my circle. Get hit by lightning. Don't be a wuss. Don't be a nerd standing outside the lightning circle. Oh, Echo, I'll give you a catch-up in just a second. Actually, you know what? I can do it now. I think I remember roughly what happened in the last stream. The main things you need to know, actually, I'll just do the whole game up to this point, because I can do that pretty fucking quickly. We chased Solus, interrupted his ritual, some elven gods got out. They're real fucking bad news. They're blighting the place. Solus got trapped in a weird dimension. We recruited some people. Balara, she's got ADHD and autism and jumps between realities. Nev Gallus, she's an investigative reporter for the Shadow Dragons. We picked up Lucanis, who is suave, beardy boy for the Antivan Crows. That's my faction, the Shadow Assassins. He's currently got some crime drama going on. He got thrown in a prison, and his family was told he was dead. Someone in the family made them believe he was dead. It was probably there was some double crossery. We suspect Ilago, the cousin. He's shady as fuck. Also, Lucanis has, like, a ghost demon trapped in his body that neither of them wants to be there. A demon got forced into him. The demon's name is Spite. He's, like, a purple, ghostly version of Lucanis who sometimes is like, I'm angry. Let me take control of the body. I want to shout angry words at people. He's adorable and precious. We protect him with our life. We went for coffee with him. He was very chill about the fact we came out as trans and then flirted with him. He was chill about that, which is good. Harding, dwarf from the first game, she's got stone powers now. She's basically an earthbender. She's hearing voices in her head when she uses the stone magic. She's gonna go try and meet the Deep Road dwarves from the Deep Roads DLC for Inquisition. That one dwarf that the ground kept shaking because there was a Titan, and that one dwarf kind of got connected to the Titan and maybe got magic powers and decided to stay for 10 years in the Deep Roads. Harding's gonna go meet her and find out, like, hey, do you know why I have stone powers now? And Nev, we are investigating a corrupt politician. A politician's son is doing some shady deals in Docktown, the new place we've come to, the Shadow Dragon town. We're beating his ass so we can, like, drag him in because he did crimes. There you go. That's the first 9 hours of Veilguard as best I can recap it quickly off the top of my head. Also, our character came out as trans, and there was some really lovely dialogue around that, and Solus is being a little piss baby in the void. Anyway, we gotta kick this corrupt politician man's ass.
Wow, surprise.
Okay, where's politics boy? He's here. Okay. Lightning storm. He's in the lightning range. This is what I needed. I needed him.
Walk away from here! More demons!
Come on, strike him! Strike him with my big lightning!
They aren't leaving.
But he's right on the edge. Just hit with big lightning once. There we go.
You won't be releasing any more demons.
And you're the smuggler. I know you. You're part of the Thread Crime Syndicate. Smuggling, sure. But red lyrium. Working with Venatori. It's not your style.
Here they are. My son is no cultist. He was completely misled. I appreciate your help, Knight Commander.
Oh,
let's go.
You went to the head of the... his politician dad went to the head of the cops and was like...
The Venatori rise.
I wasn't misled, I didn't cry.
You know he's guilty.
Cry
How
over
much did it cost the Magister?
Watch it, Gallus, or you'll be charged.
With what? I tie something up and you undo it. Isn't this familiar?
Oh, a corrupt
Save
cop
the
taking a
sob
bribe
story.
to let a
We got
politician
the
son
smuggler.
off.
Or do you want Bataris to release her, too?
I'll find a way to fix this.
Oh, I'm not surprised there are wild takes on the Steam forums. There are people who made their entire identity for 6 months the fact that this game was going to be the prime example of go woke, go broke, and then it sold quite well. They cannot let go of the narrative.
If we hadn't been there, how many people would be hurt? And Bataris doesn't care.
No.
But you do.
Isn't that the rub?
So what now?
We stopped the demons. We got the relic, and the smuggler. The shadows will watch the cult. If that leads to the gods, they'll send word. It's not perfect, but count your wins. You don't always get them, especially here.
It wasn't a perfect ending, but Docktown was safe. From tonight's demons, anyway. Nev's past was coming back to haunt her. She just didn't know it yet.
I love these little, like, recap tease storybook segments here. They're lovely. It's like, ooh, you started unraveling a thread, but little did you know, oh shit, that's a villain who's gonna show up at some point. Okay, following a Shadow Dragon lead and a tip from her Templar contact, Rana, Neb stopped Venatori Albin Bataris from claiming a dangerous relic, but the involvement of the Thread Crime Syndicate took Neb by surprise. Working with the cult's not their style. What's worse, Bataris' rich father bribed his son out of trouble. Neb wasn't happy, but that's her life in Minrathous. She takes what win she can get. Yes, very on next week's episode.
I should see what Neb has to say.
This game is at least a little bit bloke. Hey, we just saw a corrupt politician bribe a corrupt cop into getting his son out of crimes. All three of them, blokes. This game's pretty bloke. What do we do? We're checking in with Nev. Let me check the lights around here before we progress. Okay, yes, just Nev's lights on right now. But we'll check in with Lucanis in a minute, if for nothing else, so that I can introduce Echo to Lucanis and be like, look, he's such a pretty boy. I'm not usually one for beardy boys, but he's a very pretty beardy boy.
The Shadow Dragons have a hideout in Docktown. We should check in, see if there's news on the Venatori.
Already?
They work fast, and with that relic case off their hands, they'll work even faster. Meet you in Docktown.
Ooh, we're already getting invited back to Docktown? Okay. Even if I'm going straight back to Docktown, I just want to go look at... I want to go look at Lucanis. Here he is. Look at this tea drinking, haunted by a ghost lad. He barely comes up to my shoulders. He's great. He's very good. He likes speaking in a Spanish accent while describing like his perfect cup of coffee being like a lover's kiss goodbye, and like using flowery language to describe the coffee. And I'm like, oh, I'm kind of into it. I'm kind of into him.
You know, we have more comfortable rooms and basically infinite space, so why,
Why does the trained assassin prefer a quiet, unassuming spot with good choke points?
Guess you just answered that question.
Besides, I'm closer to the coffee.
Yeah, you are. Oh, we'll get to hang out with him properly in a bit, but I love him. He's great. I was gonna say he's my best boy in this one. I don't know that he is. I love him a lot. I could see myself romancing him, but there is maybe an even better boy in this. Right, have we got any other quests right now, or is it literally just... No, we have been really thorough. Okay, let's go back to... We can probably pick up some side quests along the way, but let's head back to there. Oh, I can tell you in advance who we're romancing on this playthrough. You know, future playthroughs will be whatever, and you can, you know, if chat wants to argue and make a different case, then maybe, but... I have my sights set on a Canary this playthrough. There is a Canary with a special place in my heart. And I'll say this. There is one scene in which the idea of a romance with our Canary companion is brought up, and I think that scene will in about 5 seconds sell most of you on, yes, we're romancing this character. And I'll say no more for now. But there is about a 5-second sequence that's going to go, yeah, no, I see why we're romancing this one.
Fewer people than I expected. Let's find Asher.
Asher?
The Viper. He prefers to be called Asher in private. Said I could tell you.
Look, we'll get there, Echo, but I'll say this: it might. I'm okay. I'm gonna give you a tiny little tease of where we're going. There is a very tall character who, if we flirt with them, will at some point pin us up against a wall and go, "Quick, imagine having sex with me," and then just start breathing on your neck. Before following up that with follow-up questions, it's... Oh, it's...
Raining again.
Oh yeah, this is where we're going. Look, I'm playing the tallest Canary that this game will let me play.
Typical, huh?
And this Canary is taller.
Trouble in the Anvalanim. Darkspawn.
But those tunnels are safe passage for...
I know. We've had to close that entrance.
We can help. We've recently had to deal with Blight. Those Darkspawn have to be destroyed before they get out into the city.
If you get through, signal the all clear at the hidden door.
Okay, I will pet the puppy. Nev has wonderful hats, spectacular hats. Right. Do we have any side quests to pick up on the board now? No, we got to do at least this mission before we open up a wider area.
This is troubling. Darkspawn in the city.
And in one of the worst places. The Shadows rely on those tunnels to rescue people.
Yeah, we gotta go get these monsters out of the tunnels that are used to smuggle
the passage is hidden
escaped slaves out of slavery.
Why are they so close
We gotta free up the here's a route out of slavery tunnels. Oh, now that I have my lightning weapon, everything is okay.
There. Is that the wall carving you mentioned?
Gonna demolish fights.
Got it.
Like the ossuary, but without the view.
Yeah, the ossuary was the underwater prison Lucanis was trapped in.
Don't like the sound of that. Can't get through here.
Gotta find all the magic oils to pop.
That did it. We can get through now.
I hate tunnels. Get ready. Let's kill those shadow dragon rats. This place. Watch behind you.
Everyone get in my lightning circle and die.
Reinforcements. Can't let them reach the shadow dragon hideout. Even more Venatori. You have to take out the leaders.
Look for another blight boil.
I am your vessel.
Let's get rid of the things that spawn them.
Don't make it look easy.
We get them all.
Say the word.
Hey, Venatori.
We are failing our masters.
Ready when you are.
Together,
stagger on the shield of enemy that I can just take them out with finisher. Beautiful.
Those Darkspawn and Venatori were on the same side.
I know, and that worries me. At least that seems to be the last of them.
It should be safe for the Shadows to use the entrance again.
Let's find it and tell them to open up.
God, I can't wait to introduce you to my two favorite characters. Lucanis is great. Lucanis is my favorite one we've picked up at this point in the game. But, weirdly, my mum has favorite Dragon Age characters now.
There it is.
And my second favorite is now my mum's favorite. My mum has picked a favorite companion after watching bits of me play. It's been very sweet.
It's Rook. All clear down here. Nice work. I'll get the door.
Good that you're still standing. Best let Asher know.
Yes, my mum is all in on Emmerich now.
How did the Venatori find the
man
Shadow
we're going to meet
Dragon's
later, who is a, like, 70-year-old necromancer who just likes looking after dead bodies and ghosts because he's a bit scared about death and would like people to care for his ghost the way that he's caring for theirs.
Isn't it a secret?
We help the people in Docktown. They know where we are. Someone might have talked about the shop.
Emmerich and Taj
People
have
spreading
great
rumors,
banter
that's
together.
easy
They've
to
become my
handle.
go-to
But
duo
Darkspawn,
in my own playthrough.
That's different.
They are, I believe, the final two party members that you get, and they're the two best. Literally, the two best party members are the ones that you gotta wait the longest to get.
You really saved our skins there, Rook. Those Darkspawn could have destroyed us.
Why do I know this
It
man's
wasn't just
voice?
Darkspawn. Venatori were there too, and they weren't fighting each other.
How is that possible? Darkspawn attack all living things.
Darkspawn are blighted. If the gods control the blight, they might control the Darkspawn.
I need to... Is that Matthew Mercer? I know Matthew Mercer plays a skeleton that purely goes, yeah! And that's all the skeleton says. And that's great. Oh, sorry, give me a second. I'm looking up who voices the Viper, because I need to know now. No, you're right. That is Matthew Mercer. Matthew Mercer plays two characters. This and the skeleton that just goes, yeah. I'd ruled out the possibility that might be Mercer because I knew he was the skeleton.
Darkspawn or Venatori? Makes no difference.
He plays
We'll
Manfred,
defeat them
best
all.
boy.
If you're looking
Manfred
for
is best
answers
boy.
about the Venatori, I may have a lead. A warehouse on the other side of the city. Lots of cult activity. And some of them were spotted headed towards a shop. Could be a coincidence, or it could be something more.
It's worth a look.
This man with the beard, he sounds like...
Let's go.
The manager of a shoe zone on, like, Bristol High Street would sound.
One day you'll move.
The Viper, or Asher, I suppose. Is he the leader of the Shadow Dragons?
One of them. He made his name freeing slaves and supporting their rebellions. He won't stop until slavery ends in Tevinter.
Interested in something different?
Look, I know it's pretty specific, but...
So the Viper's real
tell
name
me
is
I'm wrong.
Asher?
A middle name. He calls himself Viper for first impressions, or so he says.
What do you mean?
Asher just doesn't have the same impact, does it?
Like, it's the voice of a man who would tell you that, like, you gotta work overtime, no, it won't be paid, no, you can't say no to it, you've gotta... Our workplace is a family, you gotta pull your weight for family here in the workplace. While never making accommodations for you when you need them. Okay, yeah, I could hear that.
Lord Venatori. Guards, probably.
hello. Thought we dealt with you all, but, okay.
Take this shot!
Are you immune? Ooh. Oh, the crystals were getting. Ah, there we go. That's what it was. Let me get rid of your barrier. There we go. Now we can have a proper fight. Fuck you. Let's get into this warehouse. What are all these Venatori doing here? Hopefully, not trying to take over so that they can rule the area for the gods. That would be pretty bad for us. It does seem like the kind of thing the Venatori would do, though.
Before more of them come crawling out.
Right, in we get. Blast our way through.
Has to be another way in.
Probably around the back where I just was, I would assume. Yes, to Vinter's Pratt boys. Not a bad way to put them. Ah, that's it, yeah. On, let me in. Let me go kick their asses.
It's a Venatori. You must be close. And all the Venatori guarding the place.
Look how quick I'm killing them. Oh, I love my electric mage. Okay, in we go.
I know a Venatori ritual when I hear one, and I know they hate being interrupted.
Okay, I gotta find my way in. Look, haha, gold. Give me resources. Not the way in I had hoped. Oh. Behind the storage shelves.
They're summoning Darkspawn.
Ooh. Oh, we got a big boy. Found her.
Why would anyone want Darkspawn? End it now.
I love this big circle where lightning strikes in it, but once I charge it, it automatically hits my enemies for me. I can just dodge. I don't have to worry about attacking. It's
Let's
beautiful.
search the place and figure out what they were doing. Knight Commander Lenos of the Minrathous Templars is being paid off by Venatori.
Damn it.
Look at this. Draining into the tunnels below the city, perhaps?
One more way, the Venatori released blight into our tunnels. Oh.
This explains the darkspawn we keep finding in the catacombs.
At least they don't know where the shadow dragons are. Exactly.
And not enough evidence. We need more. What else? I think we've checked this one down here.
The gods gave the Venatori a relic they can use to control darkspawn.
Hey, Rook. Is everything all right in there? Rook, I thought I'd see if you needed help.
Oh, hey, Viper. Thanks for all the help.
Did you find anything in there?
The risen gods taught the Venatori how to control darkspawn. Explains why the hideout was attacked.
We found documents from the Knight Commander. I knew he was crooked. I didn't think he was actually a Venatori.
Let's head back to the shop.
Well, that would explain the
We'll
cop
discuss things there.
letting the kid off. He's a corrupt little so-and-so.
We managed to catch the stragglers fleeing the warehouse.
They'll think twice before coming back here. What else did you find?
The Venatori serve Elgarnon and Gillinane, like we thought. They gave the cult control over darkspawn.
Great. Sounds like the Venatori are going to be even more trouble.
We can handle anything the Venatori throw at us.
How do we know we can even trust you?
He said, I didn't expect he was a Venatori. The Venatori are a cult faction. He didn't say, I did expect he was a Tory, though that would have been fucking great. I can see where you heard it.
You're not from here. You don't know Minrathous like we do. And we know as little about you as we do these risen gods you unleashed.
Now, what is it they say? The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Oh, that's interesting. He's a lot more friendly if you're playing a
deep
Shadow
in the
Dragon.
city. Venatori backers sit in the Magisterium chambers, and now they wield power given to them
He's
by
much
the
more willing to
gods.
trust that you have good
We'll have to
motivations
get
if you're
along
on
if there's
that,
any
their
chance
faction.
of surviving this.
May, what are you doing here? You promised you'd lay low.
Tried it, didn't much care for it.
Oh, we actually got one official bit of Nintendo Switch 2 news this week from Nintendo. Not a release date or features or price or anything like that. But I would say a pretty important bit of info that we kind of all sort of knew for a while. Confirmation of backwards compatibility for your digital game library and your cartridge game library. They've confirmed it exists and they'll talk about it before the end of the fiscal year, which for them is like by the end of May 2025. So in the next like 4 months. But we do now know, hey, your digital games will move over to the new system, so don't worry. If you wanna buy Mario and Luigi Brotherhood, you can still play it on the Switch too in like 4 or 5 months, which is pretty rad. Timber, did they say they expect to talk about the new successor around April of 2025? What I saw from the investor call was, our plans have not changed. We expect to talk about it before the end of the fiscal year, which means any time from tomorrow to the end of March. So explicitly before April, rather than in April.
Nice to meet you. I'm Rook.
There's trouble in Minrathous, Venatori, and risen gods. Rook's helping us with it. Mayarus is one of the Shadow Dragon leaders.
I hope Minrathous hasn't been unkind to you. Tevinter is wary of the Canary thanks to old and ongoing enmities. Mayarus Talani, formerly Magister Mayarus Talani, at your service.
Wait, formerly?
My enemies conspired to have my magisterium seat stripped from me.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to confirm. I was just Googling to double check and confirm that I was correct. This woman is the first canonically trans NPC we have met in the game. Mayarus Talani is a trans woman. Outside of Rook, who you can choose optionally to be trans, this is our first woke alarm. Here's your first canon trans woman in the game. However, will it be survivable? Yeah, she appears in a bunch of the comic stuff. She was originally introduced in Those Who Speak, which was a 2012 comic series for Dragon Age. I believe voiced by a trans woman. I know that other trans and non-binary characters that exist in this game are voiced by people who are authentically voice rolled to, like, there is an NPC in the Bog Wastelands area that I forget the name of later. That's a non-binary NPC who is voiced by a non-binary person. So I would assume that she's being voiced by a trans woman. It seems like BioWare was pretty specific on casting people who fit the roles of those characters. XBB, I'll be honest, I've not read those comics. I only know from a conversation way later in this game, like an offhand conversation between two characters. Someone mentions, "Oh, so and so. Oh yeah, how did chatting with Mayarus go?" And I was like, "Oh shit, does that mean Mayarus is trans?" And then I looked it up and I was like, "Oh yeah, no, apparently that's a thing from the comics."
We can talk about it later, if you want.
From what I
My
can tell,
concerns feel
Mayarus
petty.
being trans never comes up in this game itself. It only exists in the comics. There are plenty of trans characters in this that do explicitly talk about being trans, but Mayarus is one who, to my understanding, is just, hey, if you read supplemental material, you might know she's a trans woman, but and you could probably guess it from a context clue from a conversation with a trans character. But, like,
when stacked against risen gods,
this is my first time
the
playing
Shadow
through
Dragons
this
have a
and, like, seeing the character and going, oh shit, that's who was being talked about. I did not, when the conversation comes up later in the game, I did not remember who Mayarus was.
lot to discuss, but you, Rook, are expected at the Swan.
Me? The Cobbled Swan? Why?
The first Warden is here to speak with you.
The first Warden? Let's hope we can actually get some help with the Blight.
Come back when you can. I think we'll need your help again.
Oh, I don't know if we're going to go there immediately. We might go do some side quest stuff first. But when we go to the Cobbled Swan, as they're requesting us to do, there is a character from Inquisition that I know is a lot of people's... a bit of a fan favourite from Inquisition who we might bump into at the Cobbled Swan. But yeah, as Luna says, it is... I'm really glad that this game has both room for characters who are open about being trans or non-binary, characters who their story is about being trans or non-binary, characters for whom it doesn't even come up that they're trans or non-binary, they just are, and you might know it from other stuff, but, like, it's such a non-part of their story. Characters for whom it's a, hey, I'll bring it up if it's relevant, but, like, it'll be in passing and that's that. That there are different degrees of prominence that transness has as a player-facing aspect of these characters. That it is of differing importance to different trans characters at different points in their journey, I think is really neat. Thimba, I wasn't gonna copy-paste from the wiki, because the wiki insists on dead naming her, which I think is, like, it's why I'm not a big fan of media, including, like, letting you know what a trans character's dead name is, because wikis can't fucking resist putting the fucking dead names in. Started living as a woman at the age of 15, caused a massive scandal in Tevinter. Okay, yeah, the crux is, came out as a trans woman at 15, Tevinter was not ready for that to be a thing. No worries, I'm just, it was an opportunity for me to talk about, this is one of the reasons why I'm really hesitant for the approach that, like, The Last of Us Part 2 took with Lev, where there's one fight in which an NPC shouts out Lev's dead name, and because of that one instance, there has been a years-long fucking editing war on the wiki of people adding and removing Lev's dead name. Like, if the player doesn't know a character's dead name, they can't fucking force it onto a wiki. Okay, we are an ally of the Shadow Dragons. Cool. I'm guessing we will now have Yeah, we have at least one side quest flag on the map. We should probably go pick that up before we check in with everything else. So
They're telling us to watch out for darkspawn.
I wanna go pick this side quest up so I at least know which side quest it is and whether it's one I want to prioritize doing on screen. Candace Kane is the voice actress, so that's a big trans name. I don't recognize the name. Is there anywhere I would know Candace Kane from? It's a cool name. Sounds kind of like Candy Cane. That's pretty fun. I'm now conceptualizing Candy Cane dressed up in a suit to be like in like a nice tailored suit.
You're
being
keeping
like,
an eye on me.
No. When
Is it the demon?
at the fun times of year, I'm Candy Cane, but when I'm at work, I'm Candace Kane.
The mage killer name.
Maybe I want the secrets of your coffee supplier.
Okay, yeah. Let me get into the thick of it so I can. Here we go. But yes, good that there's confirmation that it is a trans person that is playing that role. As I say, I would have been surprised if Mayarus hadn't been played by a trans person, given what seems to be this game's approach about being authentic with voice casting.
Please, go on. You're keeping an eye on me. Is it the
fair
demon
enough.
or the mage killer name?
Maybe I want the secrets of your coffee supplier.
That's not.
Don't flatter yourself too much. I don't trust anyone on first meeting, and I keep an eye on everything.
Well, if you do want coffee, let me know.
Okay, which way am I going to find? Oh, I've gone entirely the wrong way for wanting to find that side quest. Okay, let's... Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, Candace Kane is apparently the trans person that voices Mayarus, yes. Okay, let me actually check the map as we're going this time, rather than just running wildly and hoping. I think we want to go right here. Double check. Okay, no, forward. It probably doesn't make a difference, but we're going to go forward and take the next right.
I'm almost getting used to this city again, but it still needs fuel, Venatori.
I need to petition now for having worked on a BioWare game. Not enough for me. I need to make my pitch known. I would like to voice a character in a video game in the future, and I would fucking love it if it was the next Mass Effect that they are getting ready to start working on now, apparently. I'm putting it out there now. I would kill to have, even just like a little small one, some passing voice role in Mass Effect. Go on, get me in Mass Effect 5. Give me a little voice role. I've appeared in games of varying sizes to varying degrees of notoriety. Oh, okay. I'm not sure if I'll worry about this side quest that much. We'll pick up the side quest. I might do it off screen and see if there's anything happening. But yeah, I'm putting it out in the universe. That is a career goal I would like to see happen. So I would love to do a voice role of some kind in a video. Yes, the visual novel one was paranormal. Brain. Para. Paranormal. I was saying paranormal and going, no, that's just the word paranormal because it was a dating sim. It was a dating sim about a high school investigating paranormal, mysterious nonsense society in a school, but also dating sim, where several of the characters are loosely based on YouTube people. I am there. There is a character called Laura in that game, loosely based on me, who is an autistic romance option in that game. Who I love paranormal. Paranormal's great. Simba says, "Yo, I didn't know Laura had an IMDb profile. All the woke games showing up as the most recognizable work. Has that stuff been approved? I did submit my game credits to see if they would, if IMDb would approve them. Let's have a look. What am I known for on IMDb? Going for GoldenEye, a thing I don't know how to take off my IMDb. I didn't work on that. I don't know what the fuck Going for GoldenEye is. I don't know what the fuck it is, and I don't know how to take it off my IMDb. But Life is Strange, Double Exposure, Dragon Age of the Veilguard, and My Brother and Me are the 3 things that IMDb says I'm known for. That's not a bad known for section on IMDb. That's a pretty good where do people know me from. Oh, ah. Oh, XBB, totally understand. Not gonna be for everyone, but yeah, it was a fun game. It was nice to work with someone having some trans autistic representation in a game like that.
Souls alone as the light left. I was there, less alone.
It's a spirit of compassion.
My own name, but what of theirs? 3 I've found, felled by demon claws, murdered. A connection I cannot see. I have impressions, but if I learn more, answers might unfold. This one, green against grey stone, rain, nourish, how she watched it bloom. Find who she was.
We've got a trail. We just need to follow it.
Okay, we got some murders to solve. I don't know if I'm gonna do this immediately. I might come back and do this off stream. There's a bit of a deadline for me to do this mission, but I know when I need to come back and do it by. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head to the lighthouse and just check if there's any more companion content to pick up. And if not, we'll go back and we'll go solve the murders before we go head to the Cobbled Swan. Because I would like to get to the Cobbled Swan today, because I think the character that we will meet there, I think people will be hyped to see, and I'd like to get there today. Yeah, Purple Phoenix. Oof, indeed, regarding that timeline. Deadline. That's the word I was looking for.
This was with my things. It looks like your handwriting. I didn't read it. Well, a couple of words. I thought it might be one of mine. I don't even know how it got there.
It's those wisps. I need more wards.
Oh, I can help with that.
I started this. I'll deal with it.
I don't know this for certain, but I really think that Balara and Nev might end up together if you don't romance either of them. I could see the 2 of them maybe becoming a thing.
I don't know. I think they're cute. So cute.
They didn't steal your notes.
Maybe they like you?
Little ghost sparkles. The little ghost wisps love you.
Do you follow the chantry? The pendant. I noticed it's Andrastian.
I barely keep the holidays. It's from an old job.
Oh, which one? Maybe I read about it in a Timenter paper.
I'm barely in the papers.
Oh, but when you are, it's on the edge of something exciting. What about that one story with the demon, the diamond, and the deadbeat magister? Oh, they mentioned you twice.
That was a hit piece.
Well, that's awful.
It was against the Magister. I was the footnote.
Still.
The job got done. Of course, it would have gone smoother, but the client ratted me out to the demon.
What?
It's always something. Funny how that didn't make the print. Tell me you read the rest of the paper, too?
Oh, yes. Sometimes they have these stories, serials. They're thrilling, except they come out in pieces. I only see a few papers a year. I never know how the stories end.
These papers are from Minrathous, right? I'm guessing there's blood magic, murder, tears.
That checks out.
Who's the second most innocent character? 10 gold says they're the killer.
What about the most innocent?
I don't know. They die.
What?
All right, Belle. You get me the name of your serial, I'll try and track the ending. Just don't say we didn't warn you. I'd like to go back anyway. Spend time in Darktown, pick up gossip.
Want company?
Why not? Ready to go when you are.
Oh, fascinating thing I've just learned about. For anyone that is a person who watched Has Been Hotel, that had its first season, apparently, Season 2 of Has Been Hotel has leaked in its entirety in voice-acted storyboard animatic form. Which, considering that it's got, like, fucking Amazon and A24 money behind it, that's fucking wild. The number of people on an animation project like that who would have access to the full season of a show in partially done animatic but with finished musical numbers and voice acting, like, whoever leaked that, you've got to know you're on, like, such a fucking short list of people who could have done so. Has Been Hotel, it is an animated show about, like, a hotel for trying to redeem sinners in hell so they can go to heaven. But yeah, no, apparently its entire second season, like, none of it has gone into actual, like, animation production yet, it's all animatics, but the entire second season leaked of that show, that's wild. I don't know the last time there was a leak of this scale for anything TV or film, that is. Oh, Thimba, no judgment here. The Amazing Digital Circus is fascinating. I'm a big fan of the Amazing Digital Circus. Big fan. But yeah, no, that's the thing, Luna. It's, you know, whether you care about Has Been Hotel or not, whoever the fuck leaked that, like, that's some fucking balls on a person to do that. That's, genuinely fucking fascinated in whether that person will be able to stay undetected, because again, you don't leak shit that you are in that small of a net of people that know. Like, that's the way you get fucking caught and sued into oblivion. That's I was gonna say career ending, that's life ending stuff. You don't fuck with that kind of stuff. Okay. Okay, we got Nev's first companion quest. We should probably do that before we progress the story. I wanna go meet that cameo NPC, but we'll get there. Yeah, no, Purple Phoenix, my understanding from what I've just seen is initially one song with some pretty big spoilers in it leaked, and people were like, is this real? It seems pretty real. And then a bunch more scenes, and then basically the entire season's worth of scenes. Like, there might be a couple of minutes here or there missing, but basically the entire season in a pretty watchable form, which is, again, I don't know that I've ever seen. Like, that's on the scale of, like, when the Wolverine movie leaked, but without the green screen effects done yet, like 3 months before release.
Do people know you're back in Minrathous?
Meet Nevin. Why are you pointing me in all sorts of directions? Where are you trying to get to? Here. Yeah. Waypoint marker. Why are you having a funny moment? Yeah, there you go. You sorted yourself out, Waypoint. Good work.
Why does everyone call him the Viper?
Come on, let's get to know you, Nev.
Are we here for the Shadow Dragons?
I trade news with the Shadows, but it takes more than one source to get along here. Besides, I was doing this before they came knocking, before Varric, too, right here in Docktown.
Do you miss Minrathous?
The alluvium makes it easy to get to.
That's not an answer.
Look, I know what Minrathous is.
But it's home.
It doesn't let go easy. I'll give it that. Come on. There's paper sellers all over here.
Want to see if they got your name right?
Most papers don't say much, but read between the lines and you pick up a thing or two. I'm not here as much lately. I'll take what news I can get. Let's grab a few copies. We'll see if we can find Balara's cereals, too. All right, let's go.
Okay, let's go. I think this is a really nice intro mission to Nev, because it gives you a sense of what her whole deal here is.
People who find me and have jobs worth taking. Docktown people, runaways, the desperate.
And you do this on your own?
I've got contacts, informants, people I cross paths with, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's just me.
Yeah, Nev's whole deal is
Okay,
hanging out in
keep an eye
Docktown.
out for paper sellers.
Basically collecting info on, like, what's the buzz, what's going on around town, finding people in need of help that, like, don't really have the money, but, like, need their stuff looking into, because, like, no one else is gonna sort their stuff out for them, and trying to, like, be on the ground level, being like, hey, how can I help people out with their stuff to keep our community
Start on the
growing?
north side of Lower City.
How many do we need?
Don't worry.
Drama in the palace? Is the Archon keeping secrets? Questions arose when the Archon abruptly left the assembly. Those queries have since spiraled into baseless speculation. Several magisters reached out to assure my readers that rumors of cult influence in the palace affairs are false.
I'm paying. Let's get started.
Best word in Docktown, right here.
Yeah, so we're first running around purchasing locally produced
How
newspapers.
did you fall in with the Shadows?
I'd worked with some of them before. Not that they were upfront about it.
What changed?
I was after a missing person. The Viper was hunting slavers. Our paths had the same end.
And you're a missing person?
Free and breathing when we finished. The Shadows brought me in after that.
Viper spotted at a
One,
local
please.
fish fry.
Man or myth, stories abound of the masked figure who watches over Minrathous. Between a reign of demons and everyday woes, many welcome his presence.
I'll save this one for the Viper.
So most of the time you work here alone. You like it that way?
Another rebellion? Here's what we know.
Easier.
But you like us, right?
You're all right.
What happened in Marnus Pell? First-hand account.
One paper. Thanks.
Hope for the anti-slavery movement. Whispers of a successful rebellion in Marnus Pell have reached Minrathous streets. The news brings a glimmer of hope for those continuing the fight in our capital.
I've got a contact who works this area. Let's see if he's around.
Like, the way that Nev is introduced, I do very genuinely believe she'd be her as the kind of person who's like, oh yeah, I've got a contact, I've got someone who I can ask about a thing. I know a guy who knows a guy.
Okay. The charm's good against all manner of curses and manipulation. Fair price. And you won't find better in the Circle District.
You won't find better at the Circle, but you will off the docks. For half the price and twice the enchantment.
Oh yeah, this guy definitely also knows a guy who knows a guy. But she knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, so...
Oh, if you say it's... thanks, I'll pass. Sorry.
Hey, if I'd known, I would have told you. Come back next week. I'll buy another paper.
I write them myself. The Magisters. They don't print the truth.
Most honest thing I'll hear today.
Zombie Helper?
What about you?
Despite having
Is it
quite
something you're
enjoyed
buying,
Has
my
Been
friend?
Hotel, I haven't watched Hell of a Boss. I am aware it exists. It simply has not crossed my radar enough for me to have an opinion on it.
Rook. And not unless you deal in poison.
Me? You got the wrong guy. Although I could get you a name.
He knows a guy.
What about you, Nev? You're
We
not
were
here for
correct,
poison.
he does know a
Just
guy.
looking for gossip. Not much that'd interest you.
We chased a relic through Docktown. The buyer was Venatori, but the smuggler belonged to the Thread Crime Syndicate. You're a Thread?
We don't deal with cultists. Your smuggler broke the rules. She's out.
And the Venatori?
There's been more in Docktown. Boss says it's under control. But between us, I don't like it.
Then it's worth keeping an eye on. If you hear anything.
So will you.
You know a member of the Thread Crime Syndicate. Personally.
Don't tell me you're surprised.
With you? I thought surprise was a given.
Careful. Surprises here lead to trouble.
Trouble's not always a bad thing.
All right. Come on. If we want more gossip, we need more papers. Let's head to the south side.
You've lived in Docktown your whole life?
Since I was born. Unless I'm out of the city for a job. Had a few apartments around town. The current one, it's not the lighthouse, but it's mine.
You've been an investigator for a while.
It's not a short story.
You've made it this far. Is there a secret?
Trust people enough to get things done, not enough to get you killed.
And that's how you stay out of trouble.
No, but it's the best shot you've got.
Scandal and enchantment. Read
You
it
know,
here first.
Varric hired me not far from here. Come on, Slick. Stop a ritual. Save the world. It'll be
The
fun.
real news in Docktown. Get it
Should
here.
have said no.
Should you have said no?
Paper.
Scandal and
Thanks.
enchantment.
I have my suspicions what you're on about.
Read it here
Now
first.
this has good gossip.
Alright, okay, we've got one more paper to go find. Thimba, I do have a Discord. I'll drop it in the Twitch chat. I don't share it terribly often or terribly publicly, purely because it's a really nice, quiet little community, and, you know, I like it staying that way. I like that it has stayed quiet enough that, it hasn't required much, if any, moderation, which has been really nice. One sec. Let me grab the... Nah, it's alright. I don't mind chucking it in Twitch chat on a quiet day where it's like, yeah, everyone in Twitch chat has been chill. There you go. Literally, like, people join it one or two at a time over months. It's nice and quiet in there. It's lovely.
We'll take one.
I think we've got enough.
What now?
Now I'm starving, and I know the best place in the city.
Oh, where are we going for lunch? Come on, Nev. Show me a good spot. Is it the Cobbled Swan, the place that we're going for our story mission, or is it somewhere else? Oh no, it's down the docks. We just... Again, we got to meet more of Nev's. Oh, this is the Cobbled Swan. I think this is literally
The
where we're
lighthouse
supposed to be
doesn't have
going.
this.
What?
For our next
A
story
view of the
mission.
water. I don't know, it helps me think. But we've got places to be. Come on.
You! This fish won't eat itself. I said next time you were here, it was free.
Sure thing, Hal. Next time.
Yeah. It's always something.
Joining Varric. Us. Do you really wish you'd said no?
No. I just have a bad habit of picking jobs that go sideways. You think I'd learn?
You said you'd take jobs worth taking.
That's what I tell myself.
This one was. The rest we figure out as we go.
Varric said this job would end with
so
Solus.
good.
We'd stop a ritual, then I'd walk away. But those gods escaped. Not much of a win. And if the world falls, the city goes too. It's not like I'll find work then.
Is that why you said yes? To save Minrathous?
People will tell you Minrathous is broken. And they're right. It's corrupt. Petty. Saving the world won't fix it. I take the small wins, Rook. Hal's serving fish another day. Getting past the next scrape alive. Sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes you get more. But the tables always turn. It's better if you know it's coming.
I feel like this quest in particular feels this sure is a quest to have done today.
We got in over our heads, didn't we?
Same old story.
The gods weren't a twist?
I've seen worse.
Then I'm glad you stuck around.
Misery loves company.
Ah. Screw it. I know I usually want to be like a completionist before I do any kind of progressing of the plot. But I think I'm safe to go do this one little bit of plot without having 100%ed everything before that, because it's gonna give us an opportunity to see a little cameo of a character, and I kind of want to see him today. I don't think it's gonna lock us out of anything. I think we'll be fine.
I am Jowen Glastrom, First Warden and Supreme Commander of Weishaupt. I received word of your team's request for Grey Warden assistance after an incursion of the Blight at Demeter's Crossing. I looked into you. An upstart assassin whose grandstanding against the Antarm attracted too much attention. Sounds brazen, even for an Antivan crow.
Oh, my princess, thank you very much for the gift sub. Also, this man with his moustache and his shaved head, it's a real fucking bastard. He's a real lawful good, stubborn, okay, not lawful good, lawful neutral, stubborn jackass of a paladin man.
Do you know what the Antam do to prisoners? Those people needed saving, and I didn't have time to ask for permission.
Apathetic is great word.
So I'm interested in hearing how an Antivan killer for hire unleashed the Blight.
Ooh.
I was stopping an elven god from bringing down the Veil and destroying the world.
An elven god?
Fen Harel, the Dreadwolf. He goes by Solus. He's got a lot of names.
He does have a lot of names.
I did not come here to listen to fairy tales. I am here because of the Blight.
Right, but it all ties together. See, when we disrupted the ritual, Solus got trapped in the Fade. But two of the elven gods got out. Elgernon and Gillenane, we think. And they're blighted.
Why would elven gods be blighted?
The ancient elven gods used the blight. That's why Solus imprisoned them. The point is that the gods are making the blight worse. Demeter's Crossing was just the start. That's why we need the Grey Wardens.
I suspected more politicking from the remnants of the Inquisition. I see now that I was wrong.
I'm really glad to hear that.
It is clear that whatever you did to unleash the Blight has corrupted your already weak mind.
Oopsie.
Okay, wait.
You will be taken to Weishaupt and placed under heavy guard until the danger you caused by unleashing the Blight passes.
Just listen, you idiot.
Are you kidding me?
I assure you, I am deadly serious.
I don't have time to sit here and stroke your ego. You need to shut up and listen. The threat is real. The gods are coming and they're bringing the Blight with them.
Let me tell you something about the Blight. It is evil, it is implacable, and above all, it is predictable. The Blight has not changed in over 1,000 years. The Grey Wardens will defeat it, as they always do. And we will do so without you causing confusion with your deranged conspiracy theories. I suggest you come along quietly.
Adamant Fortress 941, Dragon.
Oh, who's this?
The Grey Wardens attempted to raise an army of demons. Hardly the models of good judgment yourselves, are you?
I preferred him when he didn't have the
Warden
beard.
Commander Clarel acted alone at Adamant Fortress.
Acted alone, you say? Imagine if everyone were to see the letter I discovered where you authorize her actions. I wonder how that might complicate the narrative.
Yeah, you
Are
looked
you
better
prepared to
before.
risk the security of the
Grey
Grey Wardens for this deluded girl?
You may be surprised to learn that I care very little about the security of the Grey Wardens.
I'm
Stay
glad we
away
got to
from
see
the
his
Blight,
speech
and do
earlier
not pester the Grey
today.
Wardens with any more of your nonsense.
Thank you for saving my ass, Dorian. I appreciate it. Also, Marmite Princess, thank you very much for the bits.
He seems upset. Was it something I said?
Look, your new look isn't quite as good, but I'm glad you're back, Dorian. Now that you've realized that slavery is bad, even if you treat the slaves nicely, I can unapologetically, like, unreservedly be a fan of you now. I no longer have to go, Dorian is one of my favorite characters, ... if you excuse the race, the slavery. Dorian, it didn't make it better that you were nice to the slaves. You still owned people, and I'm glad you've understood that that wasn't good. And yes, exactly. Of course, he still has the sass. He wouldn't be Dorian without the sass.
That was close. Wasn't looking forward to being dragged off to a Grey Warden dungeon. Who should I be thanking for the assist?
Magister Dorian Parvis.
Magister Dorian Parvis? Ooh.
A mutual friend thought you might require some support.
Mayarus Talani? Of the Shadow Dragons?
The very same.
What's your relation to the Shadow Dragons?
About a decade ago, Mayarus and I started a political faction called the Lucerni. We were going to change Tevinter for the better. Everyone would recognize the common sense benefits of our approach, and we'd all live happily ever after.
Can I just say, I love that, gay wizard, who was like, I'm not gonna let Tevinter be bigots and stop me achieving my stuff, teamed up with trans woman witch that also pissed off Tevinter to be like, hey, we're both LGBT, we both got magic, we both want to shake up Tevinter, we could be a good double act here. I'm like, this is good queer solidarity, tear down the system.
I take it that didn't happen.
Mayarus was framed, kicked out of the Magisterium, and the Lucerni were dissolved. So she took the movement underground.
The Shadow Dragons.
Since I still haunt the Magisterium, that makes me the Shadow
Wait, is
Dragons man
Mayarus?
on the
Did
inside.
Mayarus found the Shadow Dragons? Oh, that makes me even happier that I'm playing a Shadow Dragon in my main playthrough. I am playing trans rook with like faction formed by the gays and the trans, and I'm like, yeah.
So now what? The first Warden tried to have me locked up. I need the Wardens on my side.
Jowen Glastrom is not the Order. He's more politician than Warden. No Grey Warden worth the name sits in a Menrathus lounge sipping wine. You need the Wardens? Look for the ones out there fighting the Blight. In the meantime, the Shadow Dragons will keep a close watch on the Venatori. Good luck.
Are we going to go recruit a new team member who's a Grey Warden, mayhaps? I mean, not before I finish up all my available side quests, but...
Only the Veil stood between us and a world of blighted darkness. But on this side, the gods could only tap a trickle. They had to turn that trickle into a flood. They sure could have used Solus's dagger to rip open the Fade. But some foolish mortal had taken it. So, they'd have to create a dagger of their own.
Oh, at some point...
Drowning the world in blight was just a matter of time.
At some point soon, I have a copy of the Rook's Coffer edition of Veilguard showing up. The fancy collector's box full of tabs.
I need to talk to Varric.
It's been on its way in the mail for a while. It's been bouncing around. It got sent to the wrong delivery office for post 3 different times. It keeps being sent to the wrong place. It'll eventually get to me. But it's got Solus's blue lyrium dagger in it, and I'm so excited to be on stream being like, I've got my little glowy stab stick. Got my little Solus dagger that I'm gonna have with me on stream. And I'm very excited to have a silly little prop. Is it just me or is Varric talking a bit weird? He's talking like someone narrating a story because he's an author. That's his whole thing. He's a storyteller. He writes a series of fantasy novels we hear about a lot in Inquisition. He's doing dramatic storybook narrator voice. Yes, it's probably the wokeness that's delaying me getting my copy of my Veilguard props. You're right, that's probably it. Okay, that's that way. Right, for now.
Did the Magisterium explain why the Archon's palace?
His lips are moving a little delayed on my screen. Varric wasn't on screen moving his lips. Did you mean Dorian?
It's just so sad. So many people.
On my end, it didn't seem like he was talking delayed, but I don't know. I'm not looking at his lips moving right now, so I cannot say. I do not... It didn't stand out to me, but it might have been happening. I don't know. Apologies if that was the case. Right. Okay, before I speak to Varric, many of my other companions have more things to chat about. Harding is good. Okay, everyone's good. Curious to see if there's any more evidence for a theory I have while I'm here.
There you are. I haven't seen much of you lately. I was getting worried.
Well,
Everything
the light
all
never
right?
lights up above your room, so...
Wait, that dagger. I've seen it before.
Yes, the one you got stabbed
Solus
with.
was using it at the ritual site.
No, before that. Shit, it can't be. Look at it, Rook.
Andy H, they are still complaining about Veilguard being too woke. They're not complaining at me anymore. They got tired of shouting at me about it and blaming me for it, so that's something. I'm still getting, maybe once or twice a day I'll get a message that's real low effort. I got one today that was blue hair, fat and ugly, the whole trifecta, and I was like, trifecta's a big word. Well done. Well done knowing trifecta.
I have, plenty. Ever since it hurt Harding.
Remember that story I told you about me and Hawk, Meredith and Orsino? How the trouble started in Kirkwall? On our expedition
Look, I've got
to
a
the
little
deep
bit
roads,
of a tummy on me, but
that's what we found.
I never show
That's
that
what
in
my
pictures.
brother
No
tried to
one's
kill
seen
us
my
for.
little bit of a tummy going
An
on.
idol made of red lyrium. That sang a song which drove anyone who heard it mad.
Are you sure it's the same thing?
Oh, look at it. It's changed, but it's the same size. Same ring at the top. Not to mention, it's pure lyrium. No one, not even the dwarves in Orzammar,
They did get me on the blue
wear pure
hair,
lyrium
yeah.
like that. It's too dangerous.
If that's true, if this dagger is the red lyrium idol from your story, how did Solus cleanse it of the blight?
Ah, it's alright.
I have no idea.
They've largely gotten tired already.
Can't
and
believe you found it.
Anytime one of them gets like shitty and shouty about it, I'm like, honestly, you're just jealous because you don't get to play this game and go, this game's cool and I'm in the credits. That's pretty cool. Like, anytime people are being... Oh, drop my controllers. 1 sec. Anytime people are being whiny little piss babies about the fact that I worked on this game, I go, they're just jealous that they can't hold up 2 PS5 games that released last week and go, I'm in the credits of both of these. Like, that's pretty cool that I can go, I'm in both of these like modern AAA console releases. They're both released in the same week and I'm in both of them, and they're not. So fuck them. They're just jealous.
Hey, Rook. I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
I'm convinced I've worked something out. I think I've worked something out. Anyway.
You seem a little more comfortable with your new abilities. How are you feeling?
Things are weird, but I'm adjusting, I think. That's not what I came in here for, though.
All right, Harding. What's on your mind?
So, the Wardens. I know some. A married couple Varric and I met while we were tracking Solus.
I'd almost forgot about that. I really am getting too old for this shit.
You think they'll talk to us? After the first Warden and everything?
It's worth a try. I can write them and hope.
Okay, let's see who's in our corner.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, we can go pick up a new companion, but I don't want to do that yet. Because if I do that, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something for people who want to play this game, and I'm gonna say it. Look, it's a little mild spoiler, but one that I think is worth knowing. Don't go and do this quest to go get the Grey Warden companion until you are happy that you've done all the side quests you want to do. I think this is a good place to get all your side quests done before you move on. Just for being safe's sake. Take that advice for what you will. Go do your side quests. Oh, Mama Princess, I'm glad you're enjoying the game. I'm a little shy of 40 hours, but only because I had like 3 days of having to do work. I had making an accessibility episode and doing the Jimquisition subtitles and streaming on Monday. Tuesday was work project, Queer and Pleasant Strangers in the evening. Wednesday was Podquisition, finishing up big work project, doing a bunch of emails, stream in the evening. Tomorrow's like my first chance to get back to playing some Veilguard since the weekend, and I'm itching for it. Right, what can I upgrade right now? Let's upgrade the orb. Okay, yeah, no one else's stuff can upgrade right now. Okay, we've got at least like a little over half an hour of stream left. I'm gonna go do that quest of solving the murder in Docktown. Docktown is the place I want to make sure I've like done all the. I want to do all the Docktown side quests I can before I progress. What was I doing? Yes, I want to set my quest objective. Spirits of the Dalish? No, it's in memorandum. Yeah, this is the one I want to do. Travel to tracked quest. Yeah. Nice simple one. There's a little bit of fighting. It'll be nice easy one, this one. Oh, have a good night, BT. It's been lovely to see you about.
You had me followed. Quiet about.
There's good magisters, don't get me wrong. Tilani's one.
Yes, I'm glad that there is like generic materials that can upgrade basically any weapon or armor. Or if you find a duplicate weapon or armor in the same family, it just levels up the one you already have.
So, the demon of
Oh, that's fine.
Byzantium.
That's great.
The name wasn't literal when I got it.
No, but the reputation that went with it.
I suppose I earned it.
And then some. Assuming my sources are accurate.
Past reputation means nothing when your current contract's still open.
I know the feeling.
Okay, so let's start following some of these quest markers. Yeah, like you can feel some of the DNA of how the weapon and armor system here probably has its roots in when this game was a live service title. But it really doesn't feel nearly as egregious as, like, I feared
Another
the live
demon
service
killing.
roots would feel.
We need to get them away.
Like, for a game that seemingly spent several years being a live service title, it is remarkable that this game does not feel more rooted in being a live service title, right?
Time to end this. Thanks, Lucanis.
Yeah, this started development as a live service game, and enough people were like, no, we don't want this. This is not what we want. That they had to announce. They were like, no, it's gonna be a single player game. We promise. And I think that's a big part of why they were so like, no DLC for it. Like it'll be a complete game. No requirement for the EA launcher. No like de novo. It's just a single-player video game with no extraneous stuff on it to try and win back some goodwill after it was in the wake of, when Andromeda and Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem was still on the way, this was going to be a live service title. There was a point in time. I'll see if I can find some info. If I can get my facts correct. I'll have a quick investigate of this bit of the murder, and then I will look it
The
up.
spirit of compassion. And another murder victim.
This one. A roof denied. Eyes skim over. Yet a world smudged in shadow. So beautiful. Find who he was.
Okay. Okay, so as reported by Bloomberg, Dragon Age of the Veilguard started development as a single-player game, was then rebooted with a focus on multiplayer and live service. Then, after Gary McKay took over as BioWare general manager, he began to question if it was the right choice, leading to the decision to reboot the game again back to being a single-player game. So this game, over the last 10 years, was a single-player game, then it was a multiplayer live service game, then it was a single-player game again. Most games that go through that many, like, reboots and complete reimaginings of their direction don't turn out this good. How long was it? Okay, so when... Let's have a look. When did Gary McKay join? So... When did it pit? Roughly when did it pit? Okay. Gary McKay joined BioWare in January of 2020. So, like a little under 5 years ago, this pivoted back from live service to single player. So, you know, for what it's worth, as I've said, I worked on this game about 4 years ago. So seemingly, maybe only a year before that, it was going to be a live service game, and then a year later, I was working on it as a single player game, which is wild, right? Again, with that context in mind, it's a fucking miracle. This game, like, for any complaints people have about this game, I think it is important to keep in mind the context of. This should have been, by all accounts, a Duke Nukem Forever, a Aliens Colonial Marines, one of those games that spends forever in development, getting rebooted, getting moved back and forth, having changes in senior staff, and comes out like you can feel that the game was many things along the way and didn't know what to pieces of what it was are carried along. This feels coherently like a game that was designed from the get-go to be a single-player game, and that's a bloody miracle, I think.
Room is cell too. It might be safer than printing.
They left a trail. Sloppy, but useful.
Oh, I know where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be following the blood trail, that's it. Like, I think this will be a game that years from now there will be documentaries about, like, how it didn't fuck up. How it managed to be coherent in the end.
Charcoal drawings by someone named Evander.
A world smudged in shadow. He drew Docktown's darkness, but also its light.
Oh, I gotta do my
There
German
are
lesson in
others.
a minute.
I would know more of them.
Okay, before I finish solving this murder, it's time for Laura Learns German on Stream. That bit where Laura forgot to do her German today and has to do her German, or the owl will be angry. Ich bin... Yep, Oder is or. Und, and.
Wasser.
Water, Wasser. Milk is Milch. Milch.
Milch.
Milk. Milch.
Ja.
Jung is young.
Mann.
Man is man.
Kaffee.
Cafe is coffee. I know these.
Ja, du bist mein Vater.
Ja, du bist mein Vater. Yes, you are my father. Ja, yes, you are my father. Meine Mutter ist jung. My mother is young. Meine Mutter ist jung.
Meine Tochter ist klug.
Oh, my daughter is smart? Oh, meine Tochter is klug. Yes. Oh, my daughter is smart.
Ja, Mutter, du bist nett.
Net.
Nett.
Yep. Yes, mother, you are nice.
Oh, der ist schön.
Oh, der
Bär.
bear is schön.
Schön.
Oh, the bear is beautiful.
Meine Frau, meine Tochter. Meine Frau, meine Tochter.
My wife, my daughter. Two separate people. There's a comma in there.
Meine Katze ist nett.
Oh. Meine Katze
Katze
is nett.
Nett.
Oh, my cat is nice. I am very nice. Ich bin sehr Nett. Ich bin sehr nett. I am very nice.
Ich bin Karl.
Ich bin Karl. I am Karl. A mother, a father. Ein Vater, eine Mutter. Oh. I gotta check my spelling. T-T-E-R. Oh, we're getting harder. A mother. Eine Mutter. Coffee and milk, please. Kaffee und Milch. Bitte. My daughter is young. Meine Tochter ist jung. Meine Tochter ist jung. My daughter is young. There we go. 3 minutes of German. It is nice that the spirit of compassion talks like Cole did, right? There we go. I did my German. I learned some words. I practiced my words. Right. Let's get back to solving a murder. Welcome to Laura remembering to learn things. I'm so good at remembering to do things. I don't have trouble with my memory at all. I definitely remember to do things before the picture of an angry owl appears to remind me. I don't need a literal countdown going, the owl is getting upset, to remember to do things. Why would I need that to help me do things?
The enemies of Empire!
It looks like another victim.
We need to chase this down.
Let me fuck this demon up. Oh, it's the horse demon I really should have gone for.
How's that?
Darkness, that's fine. Keeping my eyes on you. Let me get my second bar of meter so that I can hit you properly. Second bar of meter. Why are you such a sturdy bastard? Yeah, I should really be using my fire spell rather than the circular electric thing. As much as I love that attack, he's not sticking around in one place long enough for me to get him in the electricity circle. He loves to bugger off. Need to hit him with one big attack when I get the chance, like. Okay, so let's combo these. Here we go. Smack him while he stays still. Okay. Evelyn Boyd, sure. Feel free to ask an off-topic question about the Yakuza games. Never feel bad asking about Yakuza. We love Yakuza. So close to death. Okay, where are you? Oh, you're over there. Got you.
Made it through.
Compassion.
This one. Curiosity undimmed. Just one more answer. Truth and story beneath the ruins. Find who he was. I will find you then.
Okay, so we've got to find the note for this one. Evelyn Boyd says, I'm a few chapters away from finishing Like a Dragon, and I'm wondering how much I should know about Kiryu before starting Infinite Wealth. Honestly, if you want to get, like, if you want to play, like, a single pretty short thing to get a sense of who Kiryu is, I would recommend playing, The Man Who Erased His Name. The Man Who Erased His Name, is a Kiryu short story. It's like maybe 20 hours long, that takes place at the same time as the first, as Like a Dragon is taking place. Like, the ending fight of The Man Who Erased His Name is the same ending fight that it's a late game fight that also happens from a different perspective in Like a Dragon. I say as much as to go, they are two parallel stories that will get you caught up to speed on what Kiryu was doing during, Ichiban's adventure. It's not like 100% of Kiryu's backstory, but, like, it's enough to get you going, I get a sense of who Kiryu is and what his deal is going into Infinite Wealth. I think it's a pretty good, I feel like I know and care about this character now before I jump in. It's not a super long one. It is one of the action ones rather than a turn-based one, but it's like, it's pretty forgiving and it's nice and short, and I think it's one of the better entry points for, like, I just want a quick Kiryu story to get me in the mood. If you don't want to do that, the gist I can give you is, I mean, here's the thing. If let me know if that doesn't sound like an appealing thing for you and you just want a who is Kiryu Cliff Notes. I can try and give you here's the super quick version of who he is here. But my recommendation would be, if, like, money or time aren't issues, The Man Who Erased His Name is a really nice bridge into playing into Kiryu, because Kiryu's going to be a big part of Infinite Wealth. But I will say a big part of Infinite Wealth is, hey, if you didn't play any of the previous Kiryu stories, we will kind of take you on a lengthy let's slowly learn about Kiryu story quest. So, is that a helpful answer? Let me get rid of these for a sec. Right.
And another Fen'Harel altar. Property of Marcus, scholar.
Story beneath the ruins. Fear for the future, and yet he continued. For himself and for her. A faint connection begins to bind them. We must find the third.
Yeah, Evelyn Void says, I've thought about playing the older games, but that would take a very long time before I could continue Ichiban's story. Yeah, if you're in that position, I would say, like, if you're gonna play one, make it The Man Who Erased His Name. But, like, the gist of the stuff pre The Man Who Erased His Name, the best way I can put it is, Kiryu, very much like Ichiban, kind of fell into this life of being in the Yakuza. He is a more stoic Yakuza member, but he's still got a heart of gold and wants to do the right thing by people. He at one point sort of had a kid. There was a kid that was not his, but this kid needed protecting, and he saved this kid, and sort of essentially became like a little bit of an adoptive father to this kid who grew up and had a kid of her own. It's all very sweet. He had a love interest at one point that like tragically did not go well. The gist of where he's at, like when the man who erased his name starts, is he's forced into faking his death. And if he stops faking his death, if people find out that he's still alive, there's an orphanage full of orphans who will get hurt. So he is like his adoptive daughter / his adoptive grandson cannot know he is alive, and that's fucking tearing him apart. They think he's dead. He just wishes he could be with his family, but he can't, because he's... A lot of bad things have happened in his journey, and he's very convinced, like, if I hurt the people that I love, I'm best continuing to pretend to be dead, not risking the orphans getting hurt. It's best for everyone. He's a little sad boy pretending not to be alive. And that's sort of where the man who erased his name jumps in. So I've summarized Yakuza's 1 through 6 kind of there for you. That's the gist of it. There's also a guy called Majima. He's fucking crazy. He's delightful. He's absolutely bonkers, but he's a charming soul at heart. There you go. There's Yakuza's 1 through 6. I would say play the man who erased his name. It's pretty short. It's one of the more polished and enjoyable live action real-time brawler ones, and it will give you a good like, I know what's going on with Ichiban and why he's what's going on with Kiryu and why he's here in Infinite Wealth. Dark Queen, I think we will. Oh yeah, you fought Majima at the start of chapter 13. Majima is like Kiryu's bestie. They are chaotic besties. Two sides of a very similar coin. Some of the early Yakuza games have you intermittently playing as both of them. Like Yakuza 0, you play a good portion of the game as Majima, rather than Kiryu. Oh yeah, the man who erased his name also has James Bond gadgets, which are silly as anything. They're pretty good. But yes, a big part of the reason why I recommend the man who erased his name as a good Kiryu entry point is like a lot of the game you will be going to places you know from the man who from Like a Dragon. You'll be meeting characters you know from Like a Dragon. There'll be a lot of familiar things you'll know, alongside getting to know this new character and this character's new things. So you'll have familiar stuff to like help carry you through while getting caught up to speed on a character that's like 6 games deep. There'll be some familiar to carry you along. Right. I'm gonna go finish this murder quest and then look if I have any more companion quests. We might do like another half hour or so, but we might finish this. If this side quest seems like the last one for a little bit that we're gonna have here, this might be what we wrap. We'll see. Ooh, I've not seen that before. What does this lead to? I might have to free up this in a sec. How long is that gonna last? Oh, it's shaking pretty badly. I'm gonna guess it's about to disappear. Oh, it's maybe okay? Peace, love, heavy metal. I'm glad you enjoy my Rook's look. I found the good hairstyle that sort of covers up the Canary big forehead situation. Look, it makes my rook look good and gay, but also makes that forehead look more natural, and that is a real victory. I'll say this: if you miss the Yakuza games being on sale now, they go on sale pretty regularly. Those developers seem to understand that if you have a series that is like 8, 9 entries long, the best way to get people to play the new ones is to make the old ones cheap pretty regularly, so that people can get caught up and will play the new ones.
Hortensia. She was a gardener.
Super appreciate that.
Green against grey. In debt, desperate, but still found hope. All those I found, I held a hand as the light left.
Do you know something about the murder victims? What connected them?
Each was desperate. Each heard a whisper that tempted them, and each turned away. They defied the one who called them. The demons we saw were merely minions. Too late for these. But now I can watch and protect others. Something larger stirs, calling the desperate. I cannot see what. No, the hope you bring Dogtown thwarts it, and may you continue.
Alright, do we have side quests right in this town? Does not look like it at the moment. That's good. In that case, let's go back to the lighthouse. Yeah, Lisby, it's a shame there's not more hairstyles, more feminine Canary hairstyles that have some femininity at the front. A lot of them are, like, from the back, pretty feminine hairstyles, but there's not a lot other than the one fringe that brings femininity to the front of the hair on the Canary. Right. Let's see, any more side content today? What I'm thinking is we might wrap this stream up shortly. Okay. Yeah, I feel like starting Friday's stream with going and getting a new party member, going and getting Daverin, our Grey Warden, and the resulting stuff that will come of that. I think that makes sense for Friday, because the main thing right now would be to go do that quest, and I'll say this. I think it's going to be narratively most interesting if we start with Daverin's quest on Friday, because a whole series of events are going to happen, and I think they're best enjoyed as one series of events. Evelyn Void says, I assume the PC versions of these games don't have any issues. 7 has been running very smooth for me. I have not had any issues when I've played the PC ones. I'm trying to think which ones I played on PC. I played, like, Yakuza 0, Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, I played on PC. And those ran pretty good. I didn't have any noticeable issues with them. I was playing them on the ROG Ally and had a great time. That's a Windows handheld, and it ran them great. Other than them being kind of oldish games, like, the PC ports are fine, to my knowledge. Yeah, I think we're going to call it here for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. We will be back on Friday, where we will go get shock and horror. A boy, another man on the team. But don't worry, he's got an adorable animal. And that's who we're really recruiting, is the adorable animal and not the man. Oh. But I hope you look forward to Friday's stream. We'll be back probably 9 PM UK, 4 PM Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. I think will be the plan. We'll stream for about 3 hours, maybe a little longer. There'll be Friday is one you're going to want to be there like nice and early when we start, because it's going to be pretty plot heavy. There's going to be a lot of plot on Friday. It's going to be very go, 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 go. Have a good night, everyone. Rest well.